Hey everybody, today I want to do a little bit of a different video, a response of sorts to a comment that I received a while back. I'm not going to read the comment because it was a long one, but I'm just going to give the gist of it. Basically, the comment was on my video about the length of boot camp and how I had gotten some comments from people that boot camp is too short for Coast Guard, and so I kind of talked about why is it too short, or is it not too short, is it just right? And there was a comment that Coast Guard boot camp is so short because there's no training, and they compared it with other branches where you're doing a lot of job specific, field specific training, and in the Coast Guard boot camp it's very abbreviated. And they were mentioning that they only did a half day of shooting at the range, they only did like a day of seamanship, a half day of firefighting, and that they didn't learn anything about their job until they got to their first unit. That part, that's true. You really are going to learn whatever Coast Guard specific knowledge you're going to learn it at your first unit. And that's really not a knock on boot camp, I think. I think that's just indicative of the fact that the Coast Guard has a vast array of missions that we do under several different categories. So you just simply can't do job-specific training in boot camp. You can do general seamanship, which is what they do, and then they're gonna branch out when you get to your first unit. To me, Coast Guard boot camp is about following orders. It's about adjusting, having flexibility, being able to just adapt to really extreme situations. It's a bit being able to think on your feet, being able to roll with the punches, and having attention to detail. That's very important. Attention to detail. And if you have those skills, if you have that mindset, if you're strong physically and mentally and emotionally, you will thrive wherever you go in the Coast Guard. I think that's generally just true of most jobs in life. Those aren't things that, you can hone those skills and you can be faced with scenarios that will help you develop those, but you're not really gonna learn a job and then inherently have those skills. You're going to want to have those skills and then go in and you'll thrive in whatever job you have. That's my take on that part, just my personal opinion, but that's what I think about that. The other part of the comment was that Coast Guard boot camp uses reversions to make up for the short duration in training. And I did do a video earlier as well about reversions, but specifically they were talking about the fact that there is kind of an arbitrary application of reversions by the CCs. It's very subjective and it's oftentimes unfair, and I'm paraphrasing here, but that you can be punished as a recruit for trying to do the right thing because either you get eyes on you more because you're going out of your way, whether it's to help a shipmate or to put away the trash or whatever it is, you're getting eyes on yourself, and therefore you're putting yourself under more scrutiny than the person that's hiding in the background, the wallflower. And the other part of it was they were saying that simply having that ability to revert people, they just do that in lieu of having longer training, longer Coast Guard boot camp. So what I would say to that is that they're not wrong. Company commanders are people, just like everybody else. I think the system is really good. I think that the rules and guidelines they have in place, I think the training structure, I think the values that they instill in boot camp, I think those are all very good and effective. I think that the people implementing them are people, and people are people. They're not perfect. So I can't speak to this person's specific scenario, but if they're saying that they were mistreated and or kind of cheated in a sense, and that they did a better job and they got passed over, or they were punished because somebody else cut corners, that may very well be true. And I'm not going to sit here and say that that doesn't happen, because I'm sure it does. And if this person went through that experience, then I feel for that person, and that's not fair. It shouldn't be that way. But that's a specific situation. And that's why I've said in other videos that I can only speak to my experience. I can't give a universal answer to any one question. I can kind of venture an estimate of what might happen in certain scenarios, but I can't give an end-all be-all answer. So I would just say that, I know it's a cliche, but you have to make the best of it. You have to make your Coast Guard boot camp experience what you want it to be, and kind of rise above the BS. And you might have a toxic company commander. You might have some toxic shipmates. And I mean, I hate to say it, but that's just true in everywhere in life. And any job you go to, you know, if you've been around the world long enough, you will realize that there are toxic, annoying people everywhere, even in the great Coast Guard. So I'm really sorry that this person went through that experience, and that it might have really negatively affected their view of the Coast Guard. But I still stand by that. I believe the system of boot camp is good. And the only thing I can say is, another cliche, but be that change you want to see. Join the Coast Guard and thrive and be a leader, and find the holes that exist in wherever you are, and find solutions to those and implement them with strength and power and assertiveness and confidence, and you can be a part of positive change. It doesn't have to be in the Coast Guard. It can be anywhere in life. And if you find that whatever that situation is, whether it be boot camp or just a corporate job or whatever, get out if you find that that's what is the best thing for you to do. Only you know what's best for your own path. And I'm definitely not here to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. I'm just giving you some of the bits and pieces that I've picked up over the years, and how I think it might be able to help you going forward. So anyway, as always, please leave a question or comment down below, and I will try to answer any questions that I can to the best of my abilities. Please have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and if you're headed out to Cape May soon, good luck. Come back safe and let me know how it went.